Okay, so we've been talking about weather, whether you like it or not, and the weather's about to be changing. What season was it? Yes, it was winter, and pretty soon it's going to be, that's right, spring. And after spring will come summer, and then we'll be back to fall again, yeah? Right now it's still winter, but on Saturday, the 20th of March, that's when spring's going to start. So let's talk a little bit about the weather. This book is called Now I Know What Makes the Weather. It's a little confusing, but the more you hear it, the better you'll get it. Wake up, sleepyhead. What's the weather today? What's the weather? Can you tell? Look at the sky. Usually if you want to know the weather, you kind of have to look at the sky. The sky tells us the weather. These clouds mean what's going to happen. Look at those clouds. These clouds mean rain. Look at those clouds. These clouds mean snow. Look at those pretty puffy clouds. Don't they look nice? And these clouds mean it's a beautiful day. I like those kind of clouds. Sometimes clouds are close to the ground. Then we have fog. Fog, F-O-G. When the clouds come down really close, that's called fog. There are all kinds of weather. But where do they start? Who knows where the weather starts? Do you know where it starts? Let's see. You're right. They all start with the sun. The earth grows warm when the sun shines. The sun gives us heat. We all know that. You go outside in the sun, you can feel it's nice and warm, right? The sun's heat can dry up a puddle. You go out one day, there's a puddle. The next day you go out and it's gone. Where did it go? The sun dried it up. The water seems to disappear. It does kind of disappear, but there's a special word for what happens to it. But the puddle has really become part of the air. When the puddle melts, it kind of goes up in the air. That's called evaporation. The water in the air becomes a cloud. So the sun comes out, dries up the puddle, but the puddle doesn't really, it goes up into the air and it becomes a cloud. The cloud gets heavy with water until the water turns into raindrops. Okay, so the water from the puddle goes up into the cloud and it becomes raindrops. Sometimes the water in the cloud gets very cold. It freezes. What happens then? Then we have snow. Cool, baby. There are all kinds of weather. Every day is different. Wake up, sleepyhead. What's the weather today? That's just like from the beginning. Ooh, that's a nice thing to see in the sky. You like rainbows. You might see some in the spring. What kind of weather did we have recently? And March is very famous for this. Yes. March is known as being a very windy month, and I think we've had a lot of wind lately. I heard the wind blowing. So March, they say, comes in like a lion, lots of wind. But by the end of March, it's going to be warmer, and it goes out like a lamb, which means that it'll be nice and calm and beautiful. So I can't wait for that. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that.